Oh my goodness. Hello everyone. This the whole thing behind me. Welcome to our Nightingale survival guide. We are talking about essence today because essence is really one of kind of like the core mechanics of Nightingale. And you're going to need a lot of it, really. So, what is essence? So, mechanically speaking, it's kind of like the currency of the game. You exchange it for certain things with like essence traders for like blueprints or something. So that's kind of like its use for that. It has like various uses basically. Now, lore wise, I feel like essence is kind of like spirit or like a life essence basically. I mean, that's probably where they get essence from if that's the case. Because you can get it from like a lot of quote unquote like living things that like drop it when you defeat them and such. And it kind of seems like it's kind of like a contained sort of energy like that, basically. So that's kind of like what it is. And obviously, very much, like demons and souls, the Fae seem to use this kind of life essence to kind of gain influence over, certain parts of the realms and their political structure, which is a mess anyway. Like, if you guys have read any of like the lore on the Fae, which I have to say, like, absolutely love the way that the developers have kind of presented the lore and the way that they've written the lore itself. It's very Fae-like, and I absolutely love it. But it's really, it's very complicated as Fae tends to be and should be. So, but anyway, that's like what Essence is. Now, what does Essence do? Essence is basically it's used in kind of like three primary ways, and there might be more ways, down the line. This is an early access game after all. The first, like I had mentioned before, you can basically go to an essence trader and use it like currency. You're able to buy new blueprints, items, whatever the trader has. You can trade whatever essence you have for those blueprints or whatever. So it is a currency. You can also use it to repair items. So, for example, if I was going to repair my slingshot bow or whatever. If I click this, you can see right here requires 10 out of essence dust. We'll just do that just to get some. And so you can repair your items. And obviously, the more broken your item is, the more costly it is to use, essence to repair it. And you can also repair like all of your items too, but obviously it's going to be a big chunk of your essence. So I would say until you get like a really good amount of essence dust, which I'm sure, late stages of the game, that's probably going to be pretty easy to do. But right at the beginning, maybe don't like repair all your items at once. Kind of like repair them as you need, just to kind of save up on that as you can. So that's another kind of like major use that it has. And third is that certain types of essence, because yes, there are different types of essences, they will upgrade your tools and your weapons. You can use that like an upgrade bench, and you use certain types of essence, like tier 1 essence, for example, tier 2, blah, blah, to upgrade your weapons or your armor, your ammo, or your tools, basically. So that's how you use essence in game. Now, how do we get essence, right? It's a very useful thing, and what I'm going to recommend, if you want to start, like, if you want to essence farm, play a treasury card, which we have right here. We'll drag this in. We're going to switch to this, actually. It says, play this card to increase the chance of finding essence. So we're all about that. We're going to go for it. And also, I'm just kind of tired of all this grayness. Like, I had the quarry card because I just wanted to play around with it. And you know what? It's just super dull. So hopefully the treasury card makes this place a little bit prettier. Oh my god, I'm in love with it already. Wow, look at that. That's so much better. Oh, it's beautiful. We got pink clouds. Oh, adorable. So let's talk about how we get essence. So the kind of like the easiest, almost passive way, I guess, in a way, is to defeat enemies. And that could be bound, that can be animals, whatever. They have a chance of dropping essence when you defeat them. So, that's kind of like when you're out there walking around in the wilds, and if you see something that you can defeat, like boar or whatever, go for it, because you know what? They have a chance of dropping essence, which is great. So that's a way. You can also get it from harvesting resources. So if you're out there chopping trees or, getting ore, even picking up like grass or something, that also has a chance of dropping essence. So again, that's just kind of like a passive way to kind of go about it. You just kind of, you end up kind of accumulating it as you're going about doing your other things. So that's another thing. Now we're actually kind of coming coming up to like a puzzle core. These guys, which if we come up to the map, we can see, where are we here? This is an occupation one. These kind of like challenges, I just call them challenges. They can also drop essence. I've already done this one, but basically there's some sort of challenge here. It might be like to defeat certain enemies as an occupation. So this usually means, you know, defeat the enemies that spawn in. And then when you're done, this will like open up and then there'll be like some sort of reward. Sometimes it's treasure, usually it's essence that you can then collect. We're actually on our way to an occupation right now to show you guys kind of how that all works. So that's kind of like it. If you're kind of like roaming around, look for like those occupation building site things and do what you gotta do and get your essence. Now, kind of like the bigger versions of those are called bastions. There are bastions of like intellect, might, so stuff like that. And those are kind of like a little bit more advanced challenges, I would say. Like they're maybe tougher enemies, or they might have like a specific goal that you have to do, or if it's a puzzle, you might have to like solve put things, like you click things in the order that they like rang or something, you know, some sort of like puzzle basically for you to solve. And when you solve it, then you can get essence from that, and I think it's a pretty good amount of essence, to be honest. And you also sometimes get like other bonus things too. So kind of keep an eye out for bastions. Again, they're very much like just another thing that kind of like can randomly spawn. This is so pretty. I absolutely love this. Like, I'm a big fan of purple, so like all this lavender is just absolutely lovely. So those are ways to kind of like keep an eye out for like the different things. Now the top tier ways is kind of completing like the big daddies, if you will, of a realm, which is like the Fey Towers, the Fey Portals, which are kind of like dungeons in a way. You can kind of come across them and like there's a portal, you can activate it and it'll take you to like this little mini dungeon that you can complete. And usually a dungeon has like enemies that you gotta fight, or you know, puzzles that you have to solve. It's something there for you to do basically. And then by the end of it, not only do you get to, you know, go back to where you were, but also, you know, you get essence. And Fey Towers especially, they can drop a lot of essence if you can complete them. But it really kind of comes down to that, because Fey Towers are absolutely, oh, here we are, the more advanced and that's what we need. Hello. Listen. I wasn't ready. Calvin, you're doing amazing work. Oh, we can see he just dropped essence for us right there. That's awesome. Okay, let me kill someone too, man. You can't do it all, Calvin. Stop being such a show-off, man. You're making me look really bad. I mean, it really doesn't take much to make me look bad, I'll be honest. Hi there. You just roar in my face. Alright, you know what? Sometimes you just gotta switch from range to melee. You just gotta do it. Alright, so, yeah, so you can see these guys have dropped some essence for us already. Essence dust this guy has for us. Okay, I'm pressing the wrong button, thank you. Although, to be fair, needed some hunger anyway. So we'll grab some of this essence. He dropped a tier 1 essence for us. That's even more amazing. And now that we have actually completed this, you can kind of hear the little shimmers like, come get your reward. I don't know if it's on top or below. Okay, here we go. So what do we have here? We have a hope. So they gave us a feast card. So they didn't give us essence exactly, that one anyway. But sometimes they do. You know, it kind of depends on the challenge itself. And sometimes there's a treasure under here too, like a treasure chest or a chest of some sort. So make sure you guys check around too. But yeah, so Fey Towers, they usually have like a boss. They're like a significant challenge, I would say. Oh, there's a chest here for us. So, but you can get essence through the process there. We'll grab all these. Thank you. So that's really great, and you can kind of see too that those guys dropped far more essence than normal, and that's because we have our treasury card active. So if you do need to get like a lot of essence and you have a treasury card, I would definitely recommend playing it before you start anything. Like even like if you're in like a new realm and you happen to have a treasury card, maybe like play it and then, you know, go about and doing all these different occupations and stuff, because it'd be a very good way to farm a lot of essence right at the very beginning. And then you can always, you know, change the card for something else, for some sort of other activity that you're doing in the realm. But that's just kind of my my little tip there, I would say. So yeah, that's really about it. And then the other thing that I want to mention, because it is very easy to miss, is challenges. So if we go to, what is that? Oh, it's you. My goodness. I've been playing Pacific Drive too, so when I hear things like crashing around, I'm just like, what's going on? The game makes you very paranoid. But anyway, if we go to our guidebook and we go to challenges here, you can see that we have like these different challenges and whatnot. And if we click this, we can see we have already claimed this, but you can there's a specific challenge that you can do, which for me was to build structures using pieces. Already did that. And then there's a little option here that says claim, and then you can claim this amount of essence dust, which is a pretty significant amount. So like for example, we still need to do like this some stuff here, and this is actually makes me laugh. I like that boulder. That's definitely a donkey reference from Shrek, which I love. So there's all like this stuff. So kind of keep an eye and make sure that you're not missing out on any of these, that because they don't always, like I said, it doesn't always, it's really, if they warn you about this, or they tell you about, let's say you just completed a challenge, it's very easy to miss because there's usually a lot going on. But like like this 1,000 essence, like, it's crazy. So keep an eye on the challenges tab, because that is also another way to get essence. Oh, I missed one over there. Or rather, no, I think we got that through our friend over there who's chopping this wood. Amazing. So that's about it for essence. If you guys have any other tips on how to farm it pretty well, I know there was like an actual cheaty way of farming it, but I believe that's patched, so obviously there's that. But if there's any other, I guess, more legitimate ways to farm essence, do let us know in the comments. Thanks so much for watching, guys. I'll see you the next one. Until then, keep surviving and keep thriving.